Hello students, welcome to you all in this online class. I hope you all are well. Today we'll start our first class of English, and the class is all about a poem of your syllabus, that is The Solitary Reaper. It is written by William Wordsworth. Students, before going to start the discussion about the poem The Solitary Reaper, we have to know a little bit about the poet's life. Students, as you all know that William Wordsworth was one of the key poets of the Romantic period. He was also one of the greatest one in the English literature of poetry. He was born in 1770 in Cockermouth in England and died in England also in 1850. He took his education from Oxford Grammar School and later in Cambridge University. He is also known as Lake Poet. He was a true nature lover. As a poet, he has a key feature of writing his poetry. His poems deal mainly with humble village life, the life of the rustic people. He generally uses very simple language for his poetry and the language of the common masses. Apart from this poem, there are many famous poems of William Wordsworth like Daffodils, The Prelude, Tintin Abbey, Lucy Gray, We Are Seven, etc. Lyrical Ballad was one of his major work, which has been performed in a collaboration with his friend Samuel Taylor Coleridge in 1798. Not only this, he earned many achievements during his lifetime, and most of all, he was the Poet Laureate in Britain from 1843 to 1850. Students, before getting into the poem, we have to focus on the background of the poem. Why has he started of writing such kind of poem? Obviously, there is a reason. Before going to writing this poem, once he and his sister Dorothy Wordsworth were on a trip to Scotland in the month of September in 1803, and there they saw a solitary lass who was walking alone in a highland singing a melancholy song. So after seeing this, the poet was being inspired by himself, and later he wrote the poem to keep the request of his sister Dorothy. So students, now we have to come to the main point, that is the poem. Here today we will discuss the summary of the poem. There is only 4 stanzas in this poem, and each stanza consists of 8 lines. In the very first stanza, the poet William Wordsworth tells us about a girl, a highland lass, who is in a field alone, who was working there alone. As she is harvesting her crops, she is singing a sad tune which echoes in the deep valley, and the speaker asks us to stop and listen to her tune or gently pass so that nobody can make any kind of disturbance to the highland lass. That is the summary of the first stanza. In the second stanza, the poet William Wordsworth is comparing the song of the highland lass with 2 birds. One is nightingale and the other one is cuckoo. He tells us that no nightingale had sung a welcoming song to wanderers in the desert ever before in that way than this girl's strain. And even he goes on to say that a cuckoo bird at its best during springtime cannot hum a tune better than this song. So her singing is the only sound breaking the silence in the Hebrides. Hebrides, are groups of islands off the coast of Scotland. So now he comes to the next stanza, that is in stanza 3. As the poet has not any idea, he has not a clue of what this song is about, or if it has a theme or not. So having no answer, he guesses it's about a war-long ego, something mundane, or even some suffering which she has gone through and may go through again. So he was totally confused. He is trying to understand the theme of this song, and in the last stanza he eventually resigned himself to the fact that he may never find out the theme of a never-ending song, and its beauty, that means the beauty of this song, changed the poet's mind, the heart, and he captured it and heard it after it was heard no more. What one gets from the last line, that is, that, and as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more. So that is the last line. So from this line you can understand that the impression of the song, that is, the poet has kept within himself. So that's all about this poem. I hope you all understand. Later we'll again talk about this matter. Okay, thank you very much for this class.